It's Lauren the Naturalist. I got some amazing emails from you guys asking all sorts of questions about nature, and so I wanted to answer some for you this week. If you've never tuned in before, if this is your first time, you can email me any of your nature-related questions to ngpc.wildwhatsup@nebraska.gov, and I will make sure to answer all of your questions, and then a select few will be featured on my video every week. So like I said, I had a lot of great questions this week, and I wanted to highlight some. So first of all, I got a question from a girl in Omaha whose mom works at the Omaha Zoo, which is pretty cool. And her question is, so where do bats go in the winter? We had some bats in our tree, but now they're gone. Where did they go? So there are 13 species of bats in Nebraska. Some of these bats will migrate south where it is warmer and they can find their food, mostly insects. Some bats, however, will hibernate all winter, which is kind of like sleep, but their heartbeat and their breathing slow way down. If there are bats in your tree over the winter, they are probably hibernating. Trees is a popular spot for some species of bat to wait out the cold winter months. If you don't see them anymore, I bet it is warm enough for them to go out and start hunting for insects. Okay, so our second question was from Sam, who is from Lincoln. And his question is, okay, I know fungus doesn't have legs, but then how does it move? And this is a really good question because this is something that scientists are still studying. There's tons of different types of fungus, and how they move varies greatly on the species. Sometimes a small piece of the fungus might break off and be carried by the wind. Alternatively, small spores, like plants have, can also be distributed by wind, water, or by being rubbed off by animals. Once these small pieces fall off into a new surface, the fungus needs to try to start its own little colony by finding food in its new environment. An interesting fungus called Kitrid is currently being studied by scientists because of its ability to move around by using frogs. Scientists found Kitrid fungus has small flagella, or whip-like tail, that helps propel them kind of like a fish's fin. How neat! And our third question of the day comes from Lucy, who is also from Lincoln, and she wanted to know that if a tree is sick, does it always lose its bark? That's a really good question. It's really important to make sure that all the trees in your yard are healthy, and making sure you know when they're sick is an important part of that. First of all, it is important to know that as a tree grows, it naturally loses its bark layer so that it may regenerate a new layer of bark. So if a tree is barkless or the bark looks patchy, it may be natural and not necessarily an indicator of death or disease. But there are a lot of things can make trees sick, like fungus, insects, problems with the soil, and these things can certainly affect the bark of a tree. Additionally, a sick tree may start leaning or not growing straight. Trees can also lose their leaves when they are sick or have vertical cracks growing up the trunk. If your tree is sick, call an arborist. An arborist is a tree expert that can identify the problem and help the tree become healthy again. Okay friends, that is it for today. Thank you again for all of your amazing questions. Once again, you can email me anytime, any of your nature-related questions at ngpc.wildwhatsup@nebraska.gov. Make sure to include your name, your age, and your hometown so I can give you a shout out if I answer your questions. And just like last week, make sure you're getting out this week, you're enjoying the wonderful weather, even if you're just gonna take a little snooze. Good night.